Chai are the co-producers of the film from Epic Media. We have Mr. Bradley Yu, Miss Patricia Lapos, and of course, one of the stars of Nocebo, Miss Chai Fonacier. Film. Yeah, sige. Chai, any words before we start?
Ayun lang, what did you think of the I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any questions about what we all just did here, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. We have our first question here from Matthew Perez.
Hello, Chai. Matthew Perez from the Daily Tribune.
Hi.
I would like to know what was it like working or acting alongside Eva Green and Mark Strong?
I don't know. Sometimes when I think about it, it still feels surreal that I was in the same room with them. During rehearsals, I would forget that I'm part of the scene because it's such a joy to watch them work, and I just watch and I go, oh shit, it's my turn. I have to go in. So I don't know what the word for that is, but it's that kind of shit. They're in the same room with me with the
Is it kind of like, I don't know, an out of body experience? Would you say
Yeah.
it's kind of like that?
Yeah, kind of, because before I was invited to audition for this film, and before I even knew that this project ever existed, a week before I auditioned, I was geeking out with my friends on Ava Green's performance in Penny Dreadful, and
Yes.
we were geeking out on it, just dissecting that scene with my friends and going, oh my god, how did she do this? This is essentially 4 characters in one scene. Holy Lord, this is like that kind of just nerding out, geeking out about it, about acting. And then a week later, I get the call for the invite to audition, and then Bianca says, "Oh, you're acting alongside Ava Green," and I'm like, "What? I wish you didn't tell me because now I'm panicking."
Okay. I can imagine. I can imagine, the dread.
Yeah.
It's a good kind of dread, though.
It is that good kind of dread where you're like, holy shit, and then you go, holy shit. And the only thing that you can really do, I mean, at least for me, the only thing that you can really do as soon as you get there is you're hyper aware of how much these people have done and can do in their craft. And the only thing that I can do is really try and catch up. So
All right.
focus, child, focus. You represent your people. You cannot embarrass anybody from home. Yeah, it's just that kind of thing.
And I have one more question. I'm so sorry if I'm hogging the mic. How did you feel when you found out that you were given the part?
It didn't really sink. It didn't sink in as fast as I thought it would. It was like a part of me was kind of, I think, in denial for a while. If I remember correctly, I was like, yeah, because I was really just thinking this was a role that was maybe part of a supporting cast. Like there were other supporting roles, and I'm just one of them. And I'm like, we were in a meeting, they were describing the role to me. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And I guess I don't know, but I vaguely remember like some of them were kind of maybe expecting like a bigger reaction from me. I don't know, and maybe wondering why is she just going yes? And then I read the entire script, and that's when I realized, holy fuck, this is big. And then I tell my friend who was helping me out the entire time about just putting Diana together, and hey, I want you to read the script if you're gonna help me out with my character. And then he goes, holy Lord, this is big. Same reaction. And we sat there on Zoom because he was in Iligan during that time. We were just, Zooming really. We were just, on video call. And we just sat there. This was away enough from what you've seen. This was just my Lens and me. It was just one of my best friends and me. Sitting there going, Lens. And he's going, Chai. Yeah. It's, no, yeah. And then he goes, yes. Yes, Di, yes. Okay. And then, then, oh my God! And then let's go get beer. Okay, 5 minutes, and then don't hang up. So I went to get beer, and he went to get his own beer. We came back and like, cheers, and then we sat down, and then we're like, okay, now what? What's gonna happen now? It's just this huge fog of like I didn't know was gonna happen, but we forged on, and this is what happened eventually. I hope you liked it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have another question here, and then later on.
Yeah, Bastian from Philstar Life. I just wanted to get into the theme with the movie. What was the thought process behind including themes related to the Kentex incident, and even the song at the end? No, I'm pretty sure it's really about that incident. So, what was the thought process about including that?
I think I remember Lorcan talking about. I think I remember Lorcan talking about Garrett Shanley, the writer, and Lorcan Finnegan, the director. Uh, I hope I'm remembering this right. He said something about they were discussing placebos and nocebos, and then I don't know how it got to consumerism and stuff. There was a thought process in there that only the director can answer. Unfortunately, he's not here. But it started out with placebos and nocebos now, and then they were. Okay, no, no, I'm sorry. I tried. I do not remember.
Hi, Chai. Congratulations. I'm Bix from Bix Bus. My question is, what did you learn from your fellow actors and from this experience?
Oh, what did I learn? What? Nothing. No, I'm kidding. But what did I learn? Actually, a lot of what I learned was focused on industry stuff. Because I was most appreciative about how the state of their film and TV industry there, where their workers have unions, workers get overtime pay. They have when the production says, "Oh, we're shooting for 10 hours," that's it. It's 10 hours flat, no extensions. If they ever extend, they get paid extra for that stuff. And it's a great environment to work in when your basic needs and your basic rights are met as a worker. There's a long way to go here in the Philippines for that. There are production houses that try as much as they can, given the circumstances of our industry here. They try as much as they can to treat everybody right, but they can only do so much without government support. So I hope that this government support is on the way. Yeah, as I have just found out today, I have yet to read the House bill. I was told something about it, but I want to reserve my opinions until I read the entire bill because we do not want to express ill-informed opinions about things. But anyway, yeah, pretty much that's where my mind usually veers towards.
We have a question.
Actually, I think I can answer that earlier question
Okay,
from the
yeah.
director.
Additional answer, Brad.
From Manuel, yeah. This is just me remembering the director, Lord Finnegan. I think he was mentioning that he and the writer, Garrett Shelley, right? Like they were doing a lot of research on the idea of placebos and nocebos. So placebo is something where someone convinces you, or some process is taken to convince your mind to heal your body, and nocebo is the opposite, something to harm your body. And they started a whole research on it, which led them from I think Australia all the way into the Philippines. So even before we met them and them deciding to actually shoot in the Philippines, they actually took like an immersion trip into the Visayas region, into Siquijor. Yeah, and they went on some crazy like a shamanistic healing journey where they were going around trying every form of healing, and even like asking people how do you do the more negative kind of stuff. So that's the research that they kind of started on. But if you're talking about like the fire incident, I think what he also wanted to bridge at that time was critiquing the fast fashion industry at that point, and it was, I think, just a little coincidence that the fire incidents happened while they were writing, and they were like, okay, since like, it kind of makes sense that we're committing to the Philippines, and this happened in the Philippines, and it should be something we. I don't think that addressing it, like saying that that is the incident, is more like inspired. Yeah.
And it was actually Lorcan, the director, who found the song and chose the song for the film by the general strike.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Elaine from Sinigang.ph. So, hi Chai. I just want to say that you really bodied your role in the film. Such mother behavior, like literally. Anyways, I just want to ask, since this is a psychological thriller horror, and most actors prepare for this type of genre, insane stuff. Like, how did you prepare for this role?
Oh, it was interesting because I didn't prepare for it alone. There was a lot of back and forth between Lorcan and me. There was a lot of back and forth even between the production design team and Lorcan and me about the props. I think I told some of you about it earlier. The props, for those who don't know, the props outside are the actual props that uh, we used for Diana in the film, and they were sourced in places like Quiapo, which means these are actual items that practitioners use. Which also meant that we had to consult a spiritualist or a shaman, a local shaman, about how to handle these things. Because, you're not going to lose anything if, you take extra precaution. So we had very specific instructions about certain items. For example, there's one medallion which, thank God, isn't there, because I'm scared of that damn shit. There was a medallion, I think, that came when they bought it. It came with a chant. And I was looking at it, and then he said, "Okay, be careful about that. Do not read it out loud." I'm like, "Holy fuck!" And what if nobody told me that, and I just read it out loud, like, and then poof, end of the world. I don't know. There was another item where that we were instructed specifically not to bring along with us if we were going to pass by a cemetery. Wag daw idadaan sa cemetery. So the production design team in Ireland said, okay, wait, let us check the routes really quick. We're checking the routes from, unit base to the locations that we were shooting in. And they said, okay, so we have checked. There are no cemeteries in any of the routes that you're taking. All right, great. Another very specific instruction was if we were going to use it in a scene, I have to either, ako yung magligpit. I have to put it away myself, or I have to be present while they're putting it away. The reason behind it now is that if, for whatever twist of fate, something gets opened, the act of me being present there and being, you know, uh, the act of me being present and putting things away myself is an act of closing the whatever it was that we might have accidentally opened. I don't know how these things work. I do not have special powers, and in real life, I am a scaredy cat. I will not go into a dark alley alone. I watched The Ring one time, and it took me 3 days before I went home because I needed to stay with my classmate in her boarding house because I was scared to sleep alone. But it's so weird that I'm in a psycho thriller right now. The scaredy cat that I am. So yeah, yeah, that amount of preparation helped a lot. It also helped a lot that both Morgan and Garrett experienced the ritual themselves, and it wasn't just when they sent me their videos. It wasn't just a video we plucked from YouTube from done by somebody else we don't know. It's them actually that I'm seeing who do all of these things, and we talked about their experience, what they learned about those um, rituals, etc. And then of course putting together Diana's background. Has she finished college? Has she not finished college? Of course not. What is her socioeconomic background? how does her community treat her? How did that affect her growing up? You know, and then we form an actual person, and I guess that's why it was fun doing this character work, because there was so much research going on. There were rehearsals. Oh my God, there were rehearsals. Here in the Philippines, we don't get a lot of rehearsals. When the films is salang ka diretso eh. Goodbye, you know. Good luck. Ano, diretso ka pa. Oh my God, camera. You know, it's so weird. It's sad, but it also proves, I guess, that we're very talented people here in the Philippines, because despite not having rehearsals, we're able to pull it off. That is not an excuse, though, to not give people rehearsals. That is why we rehearse in theater, right? But anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. Anyway, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah.